Hi everyone. At the end of 2024, I made a decision that shocked many people around me. I quit my machine learning engineering job at a major tech company. My total compensation of that year was around 500,000. People thought I was crazy. Why would you leave such a lucrative position? They asked, especially with a young child. Today I want to share the 3 pivotal moments that made me realize it was time to walk away. These weren't sudden revelations. They were wake-up calls that forced me to confront what my high-paying career was actually costing my family and me. The first moment hit me when I realized something unsettling. I had convinced myself I was no longer capable of learning. For months, I'd been going through the motions at work. As a machine learning engineer, I was supposed to stay current with research, explore new techniques, push boundaries. Instead, I felt completely disengaged. I couldn't force myself to read a single technical paper. My brain felt foggy, uninterested in everything. I blamed external factors: the long hours, the pressure, the performance reviews, and of course, having a young baby who demanded every ounce of my remaining energy. By evening, I was too exhausted to think, let alone learn. But then Stable Diffusion 3 was released. Painting had always been a childhood dream, something I never had the chance to pursue properly but always wondered about. When I heard about Stable Diffusion's capabilities, something sparked. I found myself diving deep, watching YouTube demonstrations, reading Wikipedia entries, consuming research papers, all in one day. It was exhilarating. For the first time in months, my mind felt alive. That's when it hit me. I wasn't broken. My brain wasn't fried from parenthood or age. I was still a capable, curious learner, but only when I was genuinely interested in what I was exploring. The problem wasn't my capacity to learn. The problem was that I fundamentally didn't care about my job anymore. I was spending 8+ hours daily on work that didn't inspire me, then wondering why I felt intellectually dead. The second moment happened at dinner time, and it broke my heart. As a dual-career household, neither my husband nor I had time for elaborate meal preparation. Dinner was either something quick and basic or takeout. Our daughter was already a picky eater, and we knew we needed to address this, but experimenting with different foods, textures, and cooking methods required time we simply didn't have. She had learned to associate certain sounds and sights with mealtime, not the sizzle of a pan or the aroma of home cooking, but the sound of my husband's footsteps rushing to the door and returning with a delivery bag. One evening, she was hungry and had climbed into her high chair. The doorbell rang. My husband went to collect our order and returned with the familiar bag. The moment she saw it, her face lit up. She clapped her hands and shouted, "Yay! Food! Yay!" I should have felt happy seeing her excitement. Instead, I felt devastated. This was her introduction to family dinners. Not a parent lovingly preparing food, not the ritual of cooking together, but the arrival of a delivery bag. In her young mind, mealtime meant waiting for someone to bring food from outside. Something was fundamentally wrong with our lifestyle. Everything felt rushed, transactional, lacking the warmth and intention I'd imagined when I thought about raising a child. This wasn't the family life I wanted to create for her. The third moment was the most sobering of all. After her daughter was born, both my husband and I lost control of many aspects of our lives. Sleep was fragmented. Weekends offered no rest. Work commitments felt impossible to honor properly while managing a baby's needs. We both developed depression. When our daughter started daycare, my symptoms began to improve. I had some breathing room, some sense of routine returning. My husband's depression didn't lift. One day, when he'd been on medication for a while and felt more stable, he said something that shook me to my core.
I used to think about killing myself almost every day. Now that I'm feeling better with the medication, I only think about it maybe weekly. I think I can tell you now without scaring you.
And I was terrified. Here was the person I loved most, telling me he'd been silently battling thoughts of ending his life while we were both just trying to survive our demanding careers and new parenthood. The success we thought we were building, the financial security, the prestigious positions, had brought us to a place where life felt unbearable. I realized that all the money in the world meant nothing if we were losing ourselves and each other in the process. These 3 moments crystallized something I'd been avoiding. Our current path was unsustainable. I was wasting precious years of my life doing work that didn't inspire me. Our home didn't feel like a home. It felt like a pit stop between work obligations. Most critically, my husband needed support that our current lifestyle couldn't provide. The decision to quit wasn't just about me. It was about reclaiming our family's well-being, creating space for genuine connection, and ensuring that both parents could be fully present for our daughter's childhood. It's been about half a year since I left my job, and I can honestly say everyone in our family feels better. I've had time to explore things I never could before, like creating picture books and videos for my daughter. I can respond to her needs without feeling completely drained afterward. My husband's mental health has improved significantly with the additional support. I've been able to make our house feel like a warm home for every family member. I won't sugarcoat it. There are moments when the stress of having zero income hits me. Sometimes I feel disconnected from the professional world I once knew so well. I may look for another 9 to 5 job if that feeling becomes overwhelming. But so far, I don't regret the decision at all. I know I'm incredibly privileged to have had this choice. Not everyone has the financial flexibility to walk away from a high-paying job. But I also know I'm not alone in feeling trapped by the very success I'd worked so hard to achieve. Sometimes the most rational decision is the one that looks irrational from the outside. Sometimes taking care of your family means stepping away from what others consider the pinnacle of professional achievement. If you're feeling successful on paper but struggling in reality, know that you're not alone. Thank you for listening to my story. I'd love to hear about your own experiences with difficult career decisions in the comments below.